the FBI trying to silence ranchers whose cattle were taken and mutilated in Texas recently? Well, that's what it looks like. Let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, so I'm a member, actually a co-founder of a local MUFON chapter in the Brazos Valley, Texas. And the Brazos Valley is where these mutilations have been occurring in Texas. There have also been other mutilations happening in Oklahoma and other places. I think there might be one in Oregon. Anyway, so we have been looking into it. Our field investigators in our local chapter, in my chapter, people I know who have been investigating this case. We recently had a Zoom meeting with the director of MUFON in Texas, as well as some people in Oklahoma that had been investigating the cattle mutilations there. And we talked about the state of affairs regarding these recent mutilations. And it has come up that the FBI is now involved. And they are seeming to take over the investigation in Texas, and they are actually telling ranchers not to talk about it. So why are they doing that? Are they trying to suppress information? Are these the Men in Black? Or are they carrying out Men in Black style activity? I do think it is worth pointing out, just talking about the Men in Black, how the Men in Black seem to have co-opted the FBI look, or at least trying to evoke the G-Man Men in Black, or FBI look, with their black suits and black cars. They seem like if they are not with the FBI, they seem to me clearly to be trying to evoke the FBI and that general aesthetic and vibe. So that's interesting, if true. It reminds me of the crop circles. The intricate kind anyway, appear to have been started by hoaxers in England. And then the phenomenon thought that was kind of fun and got involved. And now there are genuine anomalous crop circles for some purpose. There seems to be a mimicry ability or tendency in the phenomenon, which is interesting. I don't know if that has anything to do with the Men in Black mimicking the G-Men, but or they are the G-Men. There is that possibility. But yeah, so the FBI seem to be stepping in, silencing rangers and taking over the investigation. Is this a legitimate investigation? Are they actually going to investigate anything? Or are they trying to suppress the story? And that's why they're taking over. Well, I don't know, but we were really lucky to have the attention of Linda Moulton Howe. She has gotten involved in this, and one of the investigators in Oklahoma actually spoke with her and gave her some information, and apparently she has also been able to contact some other sources as well. And, well, let's just hear what Linda has to say. Here goes.
On April 25th, 2023, Mindy Topfest drove to the Temple, Oklahoma pasture to take photographs, and you can see her in the left doing her good work, to collect tissue samples also for lab analysis. And then on the evening of May 1st, 2023, I talked with Mindy about her MUFON investigation and learned that the FBI had entered the Texas animal mutilations investigation.
I was talking with the Texas State Director, Ken Jordan, of MUFON, and he advised me that down in Texas that the FBI has now taken over the investigation and that they have been speaking with the ranchers and asking them not to discuss it any further. So I don't know how that's going to interfere with the MUFON investigations going on down in that area, but we do know that the FBI is now taking charge of the investigation there. We have not been contacted here in Oklahoma, and my witness here has not been contacted as far as I'm aware.
Did he have any other details from a rancher or anyone who was affected by this announcement that the FBI was taking over the investigation and coming in and trying to shut everybody down to have them stop talking?
Yes, he relayed that there was at least one rancher he was aware of that was told to not be speaking about it anymore.
I was able to confirm through a Madisonville, Texas source that it's true. The FBI has taken charge of the Texas mutilation investigations. That means less news reporting. But I strongly feel we should all know the truth.
You are so right, Linda. This truth needs to come out. We deserve to know the truth. What is taking and mutilating cows and why? What is the deal? Well, Linda actually has some thoughts of that later in the segment. There is an experiencer who was able to get a story out of the beings, and they told her why they're doing it. So let's listen to that. Let's see what the reason is behind the cattle mutilations, or at least what the beings are saying. Here goes.
Why would something from out there keep taking parts from animals decade after decade? One woman in Missouri named Jean Robinson says she has encountered non-human entities who have communicated about animal mutilations. Here are some excerpts from her notes. We use substances from cows in an essential biochemical process for our survival. The material we use from cattle contains the correct amount of protein substances needed for biochemical absorption. While we respect all life, some sacrifices must be made for the preservation of other species. Continued sampling will increase as the need increases.
So, according to that being, the cattle mutilations are all for food. Now, in my research into alien abductions, there have been a couple of experiencers who have peered into a room where they were not supposed to enter or even see, apparently. Apparently it was a very private room, but on occasion they did actually walk by down the hallway and look into the room on the ship where it looked like the aliens were feeding. Now, the way they were doing this was submerging in vats of fluid because, according to these accounts, they absorb nutrition through their skin. They don't eat. They absorb it through their skin. So when they bathe in these vats, they are actually eating. And they are getting sustenance through this liquid. So could some of that liquid be composed of the blood that they are draining from these cows, mixed in with some of the nutritional elements of the other parts of the animals they are taking? Is that what is going on? Or is it something altogether different? I don't think it's for food. That doesn't make sense to me. The beings, unfortunately, say a lot of things that conflict with other things that they say. So I really wish you could trust the beings and what they say. Life would be so much easier if you could believe what the beings were saying, just like life would be so much easier if you could believe what the government was saying. Unfortunately, that does not seem to be the case. Anyway, so why do I not believe that story? Well, because the presence of the beings on this planet is massive. It's overwhelming. According to the Roper poll in the 90s, conducted by Bud Hawkins and David Jacobs and John Mack, it showed 2% of the world populace was being abducted by aliens. David Jacobs has since clarified that, saying they actually had to arbitrarily, shave off many cases because the real number was too alarming. I mean, 2% is pretty alarming, but the real number, he says, is closer to 5%. 5% of the world populace being abducted by beings. So that's tens, hundreds of millions of people right now that are contactees or abductees, if that's true, which would indicate a massive overwhelming presence by the visitors. So that can't the few thousands of cattle that have been taken and mutilated can't surely. I mean, what do I know about alien physics and alien science? Maybe they can maybe they can stretch that out to sustain a force of millions or however million or however many of them are here. It's possible, but to me that seems unlikely that a few thousand cows over a few decades could sustain a force so large as to continuously abduct 5% of the world's population. To me, that doesn't make sense. But maybe that's what's going on. But so I don't tend to believe that story from that being saying that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In any case, it looks like from information that I have that there are more mutilations that are ongoing. The authorities in Texas aren't really cooperating. We don't know with our investigators. We don't know the names of the ranchers or the particular ranches these mutilations are happening on. I was impressed by the Oklahoma investigator, Mindy. She actually found out where one of these was happening and was able to go to the scene. We do know that at least one of the bodies has gone to a local campus for an autopsy, and we are trying to get information from the people performing that autopsy as to what they found. And if we do, I will certainly let you guys know. Hopefully the FBI won't come in and shut that down. That is, prevent any information from getting out from the autopsy. But what do you think, guys? Are the FBI coming in? Is that a good thing? Are they sincerely investigating this phenomenon? Or are they covering it up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. That'd be super awesome. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button and smash the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. And if you could share this video on social media when it drops, that would be super helpful. There are plenty of other videos on the channel for you to check out, so do that at your leisure, and I will see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.